So welcome back to another episode. This was another busy week on the farm. Seems like most of the days are just taken up with doing chores and stuff and feeding animals, but we also got a good bit of work done as well. We finally got rid of our boat trailer. For any of you that don't know about the boat trailer, it came with the property we bought here. Been trying to sell it for a couple of months now, but it was just so big and awkward that no one could really transport it to wherever they wanted it. But a brave man came and took it and chopped it in half, and we lifted it away a couple of days ago. So delighted with that. It just frees up a bit of space, and it clears some of the mess around the place. Also, the pigs went out onto pasture. They've got their own little pig paradise down there now, and they're doing really well. They're happy as Larry with all the new space. The sheep continue to move around the pasture. We've got very little grass still at the minute, so they've given them about half acre each time, but still there's only grass for about maybe a day and a half in it. So wish a bit more sun or heat would come, and then the grass will grow. And what else happened? Yeah, the chickens are continuing to thrive. They're doing really well. We're over a week into it now. We're maybe 10 days into it now, and they're only 2 of them have died, which is really good. It's the best mortality rate I've had yet. Also, lockdown restrictions have eased a bit, so we were able to get some of the cousins onto the farm, some of the kids to help out feeding the lambs and the animals, and we had a great day. I think that's it for the time being. Hope you enjoyed the video. Oh yeah, and also, if you can, click that subscribe button. It really helps the channel. I don't ask too much, but if you just think about it, hit that subscribe button and you'll get updates whenever videos arrive. Because it's now the 7th of May and we're still getting hard frost. It was -2 or -3 last night, and this is supposed to be summer.
Oh no! Theo, that's your bread. You're so greedy.
Are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay, go on. long time waiting for this moment. Finally on the back of a truck and ready to go. Off to a new owner who's going to repurpose it and give it a new lease of life, so it's not all wasted. But yeah, it's great. It's been a long time talking about going but not going. Now we've got a bit more space in our field as well. So this is their third day here with us on the farm, and they're all doing okay apart from one. We've had one casualty this morning, but usually a death rate of about 5% is about normal at the start. So hopefully we can keep it under that, but time will tell. I've just got this thermometer here which reads the temperature under the light or on their back or on the bedding. You want the temperature on their back to be, that's the bedding there, 25, and there's 30 on the back of one of the chicks. For the first couple of days you want it around 30 degrees. They're very sensitive to heat, and then after that you want to be dropping it at nearly a degree every day just so they can get used to the colder temperatures. But for the first 4 or 5 days there'll be no change from here. I'll be leaving it at the same light. I'll just increase the height of the light whenever I want to decrease the temperature in there, and that's it really. So they're not too much work for the first couple of weeks when they're in the brooder. Just bring fresh water to them 3 or 4 times a day, because if they don't have fresh clean water to start, they start to run into trouble. And then also for the first 4 days to get as much food as they want, 4 or 5 days, and after that measure out different weights each day as they grow. And here's in the second brooder. They're all good in there as well. They've just got their fresh feed and the fresh water. That's them good for another couple of hours. So these chicks are the exact same type of chicken as you'd be buying in the shop. They're broiler chicks and they are Cornish cross, but a special variant to use in that chicory that we have. It's called a Ross Cornish cross. They just turn into the white birds that you might be used to seeing in the factory farms, but these little fellas are going to have a very different life. 3 weeks here in the brooder, well 2 weeks probably in these containers, and then I'll move them into where the sheep are, just so they've more room to move around. And then they get to have 5 weeks out on pasture, so they'll be moved every single day on pasture. I'm just here beside a big pile of trees and bush and stuff that I want to cut and sort, maybe use some of it for firewood. But these are the posts that I'm putting down. They were the centers of rolls, plastic posts, cheap and easy, and they actually bang into the ground pretty alright as well. So yeah, the pigs are going to love this little area. It's about time to get out. I meant to have them out a week or more ago. Note to self, always put electrical wire back on a reel when you're finished with it, because it's very inclined to tangle. Nearly there. Slowly but surely. This is a massive time waster. After all the problems with knotting up, it turns out to be a great job. That line fits the whole paddock, exactly 2 wires. I'm tempted to put up another wire. I've got a lot there just when the pigs are training in on the electric fence. The more wires the better, they're not as likely to run through it. So I'll put one more around and see what happens. So here it is. Just keeping the wire going around the outside. They're just going to keep it in place. And Bob's your uncle. We have it now. It needs to be tensioned, and I'll put some more spikes down in between just to keep the proper level the whole way around. So the light is just fading here at the minute, and I'm pretty much done for this stage, so I'm going to call it a night. But there it is, the finished fence. And here I'm going to have a wooden panel, so to use as a kind of gate. But outside all of this now, I'm going to put some of the electric sheep netting as well, just as an added security till they get used to the actual electric fence. So here we are, day 5. And you can see on a lot of the chickens, their wing feathers have started already. That's only 5 days and all those feathers are grown. Come here, mister. So they still got as much food as they want for another day, and then I start measuring it out, and also I still have to keep changing the water every now and then. Well, every 4 or 5 times a day. I had another death this morning, which is never good, but that's 2 so far, and the next few days are critical. 1 or 2 of them had a thing called pasty butt, where basically they just, oh, here's one. They just kind of have a pasty butt, and that can block up their vent at the back and cause death. But I don't think that was what killed the other one. I'm not too sure what it was. So just keeping an eye on these. Another 2 or 3 days and they should be out of the danger zone for the old pasty butt. And yeah, they're doing great. This is a prime example of said pasty butt. It's just where basically they don't clean themselves off in the back properly, and it just all builds up. So I'm just going to get a cloth now. So here we are on day 6. Give them a little fright there. They're getting really big really quick, so I'd say they'll only be in here for another maybe 3 or 4 days, and then I'll move them to the bigger area. I've just introduced some grit, which is basically just small crushed up stones, just to help them digest their food and break it down a bit more. Their food goes into a gizzard, and then the stones are in the gizzard as well, and they use that muscle to grind up their food. So it just brings up their feed efficiency, and I suppose it gives them something else to do. They're doing great. Still only 2 mortalities, and we have a few pasty butts around the place, but we'll just have to see how that goes. Hopefully the next few days it should be all done. Right, so I have a bucket of feed. I've got 4 pigs behind me, and we'll see how it goes. Come on, pigs! Come on! Come on, pigs! Yeah, it's not working like I thought it would. This could be an absolute disaster. That's 2 in, 2 more to go. It was a lot more difficult than I had thought. First time I ever done this, it worked a treat. But obviously now with these pigs, I think they're a little bit crazy. Here we have the 4 piggies eventually, and it took about 45 minutes, maybe to an hour for the whole episode. It was a bit more difficult than the last time I done it, but they're in there. Hopefully now, they've got a few shocks from the electric fence, and now the 2 new ones that got in, hopefully they get a few little ones, and they'll stay well away from it from then on in. But they do have a tendency when they get shocked just to run straight through it, so I'm going to have to keep a close eye on it today and see how they get on, but I'm sure they'll be very happy. This is a pig paradise.